Oh, hey there.
Oh, hey there.
How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm Kate.
I'm Bradley.
And this is the History Buffoons. Welcome.
Huzzah.
Yes, welcome. How are you?
You asked me that. I'm still well.
Good.
How are you?
I'm also still well. We're looking at the very end of July. I'm very sad that this month is over.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to cooler days, which probably won't come until like mid-September, but that's fine.
Today wasn't so bad for what it's been, which has been kind of nice. The mornings, because I get up so damn early, the mornings have been a bit cooler as well. So that's been kind of nice for me. Because when I leave my house and it's already 78 degrees out and I leave at like 3:30 in the morning, that ain't cool, man.
That ain't cool.
So
let's talk about something cool, like our beers.
Oh, hey, they are actually cold.
We're having Sam Adams. I don't think we've had Sam Adams on this podcast yet.
We've never had Sam Adams on this podcast. So you have the, what is it, light? Just
the American Light.
Yeah, I have a blueberry lager. That's going to be weird.
And this was established in Boston, which makes complete sense.
Well, yeah, that's where it's from. So I will tell you this. The owner of Samuel Adams, Jim Cook, says a lot when he gives speeches.
Oh, really?
I've seen him in person. I've met the guy. So we used to actually, because that's where I met Alan Casey, two of my really good friends. We had a tracker.
For how many times? Oh, no.
It was a lot. I don't remember the number, but it was a lot.
Wow.
So anyways.
Maybe he needs a speech written out.
No, he's a really nice guy, though.
I'm sure.
Just his speech giving skills were a little wild. So I'm going to try the summer ale first. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's summery. It's ale-y. It works.
Mine's definitely a very light.
How like very, very light, kind of like Miller Lite?
Yeah.
Yeah. Too light?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can have the other summer ale. Citrus wheat ale.
That does sound nice.
I told you could have. One of these.
Throw it to me. Roll it to me.
Lightly.
Toss it to me.
Toss it to you. She's like, I stole his beer.
So.
I was supposed to have a porch rocker, which is like a summer shandy, but she dropped it.
You're welcome. I didn't give it to you. That would have been
two other ones in the fridge.
My hands were full, and that's why I dropped it.
What are you going to teach me today? What will I learn from this glorious podcast?
We're going to talk about the phrase.
Oh, shit.
You've got a Buckley's chance.
That's not a phrase.
It's an Australian phrase.
All right.
All right. Damn it, we should have had Foster's. Australian for beer.
It's really not.
I know.
It's made in Texas.
It's so sad.
It's originated from Australia, though. They used to have, they were called oil cans. They're 32-ounce cans. So they're like thick and stocky. But yeah, those were funny. I used to sell those. And then they had extra special bitters. I think that's what that one was called, the green one. Yeah, Foster's ain't what it used to be either.
No.
Crikey.
Okay, so they do still say this phrase, you've got a Buckley's chance.
Can I just say something real quick before you continue?
Yeah, of course.
I really apologize for my Australian accent. It is not fucking good.
That's why I was trying to move on from that.
I just want to make sure I'm not making fun of Australians. I am just terrible.
You're just bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if someone says that to you today...
What is the saying again?
You've got a Buckley's chance.
You've got a Buckley's chance. Okay. What does that mean?
In America, we would say, you've got a chance in hell.
Oh. Or no chance in hell?
Or no chance in hell.
Is there no chance in Buckley?
There's no chance in Buckley. Buckley has no chance. You've got no chance in hell. Exactly. So basically your odds are somewhere between slim and non-existent.
Slim to none, as some would say too.
Yep. It's the kind of phrase you'd use if your friend announced he was going to win the lottery without buying a ticket.
Well, you don't even have a slim. You just have a none.
No chance. Yeah.
No chance in Buckley. What's the saying again? I'm sorry.
You've got a Buckley's chance.
You've got a Buckley's chance.
You've got no chance.
Every time you say it, I just think of
Buckley's chance.
I just think of Toy Story. You got a friend in me. Anyways, You've got
You've got a Buckley.
You've got a Buckley's chance. Yeah. That line is going to screw me up from that song.
So, like many old expressions, no one can say for certainty where it came from, but a popular explanation is that it refers to a man named William Buckley.
Bill Buck. All right.
So how do you manage to just think that quick?
I don't know.
According to the story, Buckley's chances of survival were considered so hopeless that his name became shorthand for no chance at all.
Could you imagine that, dude, you are fucked. We're going to use your name in a saying. Holy shit. That would suck. I mean, I guess he lives on forever, right?
He does, yeah.
But, oh boy. You've got a Buckley's chance. I got it right.
You did. So Buckley was born on August 8th, 1780 in the village of Marton near Macclesfield in Cheshire, England. That was a lot.
He's from England. Did he get banished to Australia?
He sure did.
What did he do wrong?
Not a whole lot.
Oh. Why did he get banished then?
Because that's how things worked back then.
Well, if you're in England today, you can get arrested for a Facebook post. So that's fucking stupid.
So his father, Elisha Buckley, was a farmer, and like most children growing up in rural England during the late 18th century, William's future probably looked fairly predictable.
Sure.
Hard work, long days, and if he was fortunate, a quiet life that never found its way into the history books.
Sorry, Buckley.
So when William was still young, his family moved to the town of Macclesfield. It was a growing industrial center known for its silk mills, and life there was very different from the countryside. England itself was changing rapidly. Factories were appearing, cities were expanding, and the country was increasingly consumed by wars against revolutionary France and later Napoleon. So for a young man looking for steady work, the military offered something that many ordinary jobs could not.
Yeah.
Regular pay, food, clothing, and a chance to see more of the world than the village that he grew up in.
Sure.
Buckley enlisted in the British Army and eventually served in the King's Own Regiment, also known as the 4th Regiment of Foot.
4th Regiment of Foot.
So life for the common soldier around 1800, officers tended to come from wealthier families,
right? But
enlisted men were usually ordinary laborers.
Well, yeah, it's just, I think that's still kind of the thing today, really, more or less. But
discipline was harsh, promotions were rare, and punishment for even relatively small offenses could be severe. Buckley, however, earned a reputation for something that would become surprisingly important later in life. He was a very tall and larger man.
How tall was he?
So I read some said he was 6'4", but good. Other sources had said 6'6".
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So today, not super noticeably tall, but back then, very tall.
6'4" to 6'6" is still...
tall.
He'd be taller than me, but even on his lower side, an inch. So that's pretty tall, especially for late 1700s.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So around 1800, when the average British man stood somewhere around 5'6" or 7.
Yeah, he looked like an imposing beast.
Exactly.
Yeah. People
noticed him immediately, and his height undoubtedly helped him in the physically demanding life of a soldier.
Sure.
His military service eventually took him to the Netherlands during Britain's campaigns against France.
I thought you were going to say the Neverlands.
The Neverlands.
Like they never were there.
Peter Pan took him. Sorry. The campaign was difficult. Disease spread through the ranks, and Buckley suffered an injury to his right hand that left him unable to continue serving.
Oh, no.
No records say how he was injured. I did look that up because that was part of my research.
Well, because, obviously, you have your gun and whatever, and your musket or whatever. You can't fucking pull a trigger even or hold it or whatever.
Yeah.
Your hand's pretty important is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That's just odd that it took him out of the military?
Yeah.
That's just wild.
So after recovering enough to leave the army, he returned to civilian life expecting to start over.
Be a farmer again?
Instead, he was convicted of receiving
what?
Stolen property.
Oh. Whose property?
Not
was
even stealing,
somebody
but
gave it to him.
receiving.
So it's like, hey, can you look after this for a while? I'll be back next week. And the guy never came back. He's like, oh,
Exactly. So
sure that's how it went down.
yeah, so he was convicted of receiving stolen cloth.
Oh,
Prosecutors argued that someone else had stolen a large roll of fabric and that Buckley knowingly accepted it afterwards. Buckley insisted he had no idea the cloth was stolen. He claimed another man had simply asked him to carry it, and he never questioned where it had come from. But it's kind of impossible to know at this point.
well, that's the thing. You're never going to know, but that is a wild.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kind of get it, but at the same time, it's like that's pretty. Your your accusation is on shaky ground or whatever the fuck you want to say.
That weed ain't mine.
I don't. Somebody else put that in my pocket. It's not my weed.
So, unfortunately for him, England's legal system at the time wasn't particularly interested in giving convicted criminals the benefit of the doubt.
You don't say.
So, Buckley did escape the death penalty, but only just for something like this. The court sentenced him to transportation. Rather than spending years in an English prison, he would be shipped halfway across the world to a place most Britons could barely find on the map at the time.
Because
Australia.
Right.
Crocky. We're going to stop that right now.
I hope so.
At the beginning of the 19th century, that sentence might have felt like a worse sentence than execution. Transportation meant leaving behind your family, your friends, and a very familiar part of your life. Most people never returned.
How old was he at this time?
Oh, for the love of God.
All right.
He was born.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
And then he died.
Where did I find it? In 1780.
He was
20.
born in 1780?
So 20.
So this is in the 1800
Mm-hmm.
right now? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So for many convicts, it was effectively a one-way trip to the far side of the world.
Sure.
William Buckley couldn't have known it yet, but the voyage itself was only the beginning.
Right.
The real test of his survival wouldn't begin until after he reached Australia and made a decision that almost guaranteed his death.
Oh. So he had a Buckley's chance?
He had a Buckley's chance.
Of living.
For most British convicts, transportation meant being sent to the established colony at Sydney.
Okay.
By 1802, New South Wales had been operating for more than a decade. That's one of the states.
Yep.
Life there was undeniably difficult, but the settlement was at least functioning. There were buildings, farms, government officials, and a growing population trying to carve out a permanent foothold on the continent.
Sure.
But Buckley wasn't headed there. The British government had another problem it wanted to solve. Reports had began filtering back to London that the French were showing increasing interest in Australia's southern coastline.
Okay.
Britain had claimed the continent's east coast years earlier, but claims meant very little if another European power decided to establish its own settlement first.
Sure.
The solution was simple in theory: establish another colony before anyone else could.
Okay.
In April 1803, Buckley boarded the transport ship Calcutta. Unlike many convict transports, the Calcutta wasn't carrying only prisoners. Also aboard were Royal Marines under the command of Lieutenant Colonel David Collins, who supposedly started Sydney, the colony of Sydney.
Oh.
There were also government officials, free settlers, women, children, livestock, farming equipment, and enough supplies to build an entirely new colony from scratch. I know.
That's so. Were there as people across this fine country we live in today, to talk about, were there indigenous people there already?
Yes.
Oh my God! Why aren't they going fucking apeshit over that?
What do you mean?
No one's illegal on stolen land.
Oh, I don't know what Australians do or don't do.
I don't either.
I know. I don't even know what we do.
Really blueberry.
Really?
Ooh, I had a whiff of blueberry. But no, it's like the whole world's been conquered.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyways.
So after more than 4 months at sea, yuck, the expedition reached Port Phillip Bay in what is now the Australian state of Victoria.
All right.
Collins selected a site near present-day Sorrento and officially established a settlement in October of 1803.
Okay.
From the moment they arrived, almost everything seemed to go wrong. The soil wasn't nearly as fertile as they hoped.
Oh, boy.
Fresh water was surprisingly scarce.
Ew.
Timber suitable for construction weren't as plentiful as expected.
Okay.
Farming looked difficult, supplies were limited, and many of the people who had just endured months aboard crowded ships were already exhausted before the real work could even begin.
So, and I'm not saying you would know this answer, just asking you a question. Why the fuck would they assume any of that? Oh, we thought there'd be more trees here.
I think they were just being hopeful and then just got disappointed.
I mean, maybe, I don't know, do a preliminary investigation?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, we wanted to do this because the French are coming, but
yeah,
not a good spot.
Exactly.
Let them fucking have it.
Exactly.
Okay, this is fucking dumb.
So to make matters worse, nobody really knew if this location had any long-term future. It wasn't just the convicts who were struggling. Soldiers, officers, and other settlers all faced this same reality.
Wow.
Every building had to be constructed by hand. Food had to be rationed carefully, and every mistake mattered.
How many cows do you think they lost on their voyage?
Cows?
Yeah, because they brought cattle with, right?
Yeah, they did say livestock.
Oh, I wonder how many died.
I don't know, but I feel like I have a hair in my mouth.
Well, you do have a lot of cats.
So Buckley had traded an English prison for a settlement that felt like one. The convicts worked under constant supervision, performing back-breaking labor, while living with the knowledge that escape into the surrounding bush was considered almost suicidal.
Right.
European knowledge of this part of Australia was incredibly limited. Beyond the edge of the settlement lay thousands of square miles of unfamiliar country inhabited by Aboriginal peoples, whose languages, customs, and territories the British barely understood.
Of course. Why would they?
And of course, to the colonists, the wilderness was terrifying.
Yeah, because it's, like you said, unfamiliar.
New, yeah. Stories circulated about people disappearing into the bush, never to be seen again.
Oh, Jesus.
Some were believed to have died from thirst, others thought to have starved.
Sure.
But then on December 27th of 1803, Buckley and several other convicts quietly slipped away from the settlement, hoping to escape before anyone realized they were gone.
Uh-oh.
Exactly how many men fled depends on the source.
Sure.
Most accounts suggest that there were 8 in total, although not all records agree.
What's the biggest number you came across?
8.
Oh, that is the biggest number?
Yeah.
Okay.
What they did agree on was that the plan had almost no chance of succeeding.
Had a Buckley's chance?
The escapees carried very little with them.
Well.
They had no maps, no pack animals, no detailed understanding of the landscape, and no realistic destination.
Right.
They didn't even know where they're going.
No, why would they?
Some apparently believe that they could simply walk north until they reached Sydney, which in today's drive time is 10 hours long.
Oh, fuck.
We'll just walk there. Nah.
Well, and I can't imagine this is a recent thing for Australia. There's a lot of deadly critters on that island. Giant continent.
Sure are.
I mean, all right.
All right.
But I wouldn't want to that looks like a nice spider and bites your face off or whatever.
We do actually talk a little bit about that.
Oh, fuck.
Not spiders in particular, just
I don't
not
care.
knowing what's poisonous and what's not.
Well, right. Yeah. I mean, I still don't know what poison ivy is. 3 leaves. Am I right?
They all have 3 leaves.
I know.
So in 1803, this trek to Sydney was basically impossible.
Right.
Sydney lay hundreds of miles away through terrain no European has successfully crossed on foot.
No, of course not.
Between Buckley and the colony were mountain ranges, rivers, dense bush, unfamiliar wildlife, and environmental capable of killing experienced explorers, let alone escaped prisoners carrying almost nothing.
Right.
It didn't take long for reality to catch up with the group.
I can't imagine it would have taken long at all.
They didn't have Crocodile Dundee. Paul Hogan. They need Paul Hogan.
I love those movies when I was younger.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I still like the original one. Like, no, that's a knife. Oh, it's such a good movie.
It is great. So within days, arguments broke out over where they should go. Food became scarce almost immediately, and the physical exhaustion of traveling through rough country began wearing everyone down.
Sure.
Every mile seemed harder than the last, and every decision carried the possibility of leading them farther from water or shelter.
I get worn down driving a car somewhere, let alone fucking doing this. So, yeah, no shit.
So the optimism that had started at their escape began to disappear rapidly.
Well, I'm sure there was a high, like, we did it, boys. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm talking like that, like some old New York gangster, but yeah, you know, the excitement, like, hey, we escaped. Let's go start our new lives or whatever. What did they think was going to happen? I don't
think they knew.
Let's just pretend they made it to Sydney. They didn't need to drive 10 hours, let alone 10 years to walk there or whatever the fuck it takes. Because God, it'd take me 10 years. Just like, oh, cool, man. You did it.
Now what?
You beat the game. You're free.
Yeah.
It's like, there's still like British officials there.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Bill Buck.
I'm Bill Buck. Who? Don't worry about it. I mean, I would love to know what went through their mind. Like, all right, cool. We got step 1 done. Escape. Step 2, start our new lives.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that look like?
Yeah. What does that look like to you, Bill Buck?
Bill Buck. So one by one, the men started making different choices.
Well, sure.
Some decided the safest option was to return to the settlement and hope for mercy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I took a wrong turn.
Got lost.
Did not mean to escape.
Others continued on different routes, convinced they could still somehow reach civilization. And Buckley decided that if he would have returned, punishment was almost guaranteed.
Why?
Because he was a convict.
Well, right.
If he kept walking, there was every reason to believe he'd never be seen again. And for some reason, he chose the second option.
Well, I mean, you have to weigh your options there. And there literally is continue being a prisoner and building the shit for people, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or try and make it. But I'm pretty sure he had a Buckley's chance on that.
So when William Buckley watched the last of his companions disappear, he crossed this invisible line of options.
Yeah.
Up until that point, he had still been an escaped convict traveling through a group. There had been other voices to argue with, other eyes searching for water, and other people sharing the little food that they could find. Now there was only him.
Well, you know, one mouth to feed is better than up to 8.
Exactly.
So
Buckley wandered aimlessly for
You're a
days.
real Bucker, you know that?
Followed the coastline wherever he could, and it gave him one less thing to think about. The sea became his only landmark. If he kept the water on one side, at least he knew he wasn't walking in circles.
Right.
But that didn't solve the food problem.
No, I mean, Buckley's got to eat.
The supplies the escapees had carried disappeared almost immediately. Buckley had no experience hunting Australian animals, and nearly everything around him was unfamiliar.
Did he have experience hunting English animals?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, he was a farmer.
Also, what is he going to hunt with? Let me sharpen the stick here.
So plants that looked edible might have been poisonous. Animals behaved differently than anything he encountered in England. Even finding fresh water was a constant challenge, especially during the Australian summer. It's difficult to overstate like how alien this landscape must have seemed to him.
Could you imagine coming across a fucking kangaroo?
I know, that's what they hop here.
Oh. Well, I heard someone was talking about a kangaroo. I don't remember what exactly they said, so I'm probably going to butcher this. And I don't remember who said it. It was a video I saw. But it's like basically like a rabbit and a donkey fucked because rabbits can hop, and it looks like it's got to get squared on face or whatever. I think that's what they said. Jesus. Again, I'm probably butchering it, but it's like, could you imagine good old Bill Buck just walking through the bush and like, oh, crikey, what is that?
I know. Literally my next sentence.
Oh.
I said, imagine being dropped into another world where none of the trees look familiar, the birds sound different, and the mammals hop instead of run.
And they box, too.
They box.
And they don't even use a stick.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so Buckley survived the first days by eating whatever he could identify with reasonable confidence.
That would be so... I mean, again, different times, whatever. Take today, Bradley, and put him in that. I'd be like, I don't fucking know.
I know.
I don't even eat vegetables, so I'm really fucked.
I bet you would.
Bet you I wouldn't.
So shellfish collected along the shore was one staple. Berries when he found them, roots that seemed safe enough to risk.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
No, but again, you take what you can get.
Yes.
So
the physical effects began to show rather quickly. His clothes deteriorated and after constant exposure to the elements.
Yep.
His boots wore out over the rough ground.
So his boots were not made for walking?
They weren't made for this long of walking. Every day became an exhausting cycle of walking, searching, and hoping that the next stream hadn't dried up. And then Buckley realized that he was not alone.
Oh, shit.
At various points during his journey, he caught signs that other people had been nearby. Smoke rising in the distance, footprints, abandoned campsites, evidence that someone knew this land a little bit better than he ever would.
Right.
For a European in 1803, that was probably an unsettling realization.
Yeah, because what if they're hunting him?
The British knew Aboriginal Australians lived throughout the continent,
right,
but they understood very little about the hundreds of distinct nations,
sure,
languages, and cultures that already called Australia home.
Right.
Many colonists viewed an encounter with Aboriginal people as something to be feared. Buckley had no idea what would happen if they meet, and he wasn't sure that he had a choice either.
Well, why would he know? I mean, seriously.
Weeks had passed since his escape.
Okay.
He was becoming weaker, thinner, and more desperate.
Sure.
If he continued wandering on his own, death seemed increasingly likely.
It was imminent, yeah.
While traveling through the landscape, Buckley came across what appeared to be a grave. Resting nearby was a spear. To Buckley, it looked abandoned, so he picked it up.
Stolen goods. That's what he's there for in the first place. Shit.
It was given to me.
I swear.
I didn't know it was stolen.
No one told me that.
It's an understandable mistake for someone who knew nothing about the local customs, but may have been the single most important decision of his life.
So was it left there for the person who was buried?
Yes.
And that was a no-no because that was a sacred thing or whatever?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Because not long after, Buckley encountered a group of Aboriginal people from the my apologies.
You're good.
Wathaurong.
Can you spell it for me just so I...
W-A-T-H.
Okay.
A-U-R-O-N-G.
Okay.
Wathaurong.
All right.
They are one of like many nations of the larger Kulin Alliance in southeastern Australia.
Okay.
He froze. They froze. Neither spoke either's language. Neither side knew what the other had intended.
Yeah.
And for a while, they all just kind of simply stared at each other. But then...
For some reason, the Spider-Man meme came to mind. Like, of them pointing at each other. Have you ever seen that?
I don't think so.
I'll have to show it to you.
But then several members of the group started to become visibly emotional.
Oh, because they saw the spear.
According to a later account, they noticed the spear he was carrying and began examining both it and the towering stranger standing before them.
Sure.
Buckley's exceptional height already made him stand out, but the spear added an additional layer.
Right.
The spear, he would learn, had belonged to a recently deceased elder.
Oh.
Some members of the group believed this impossibly tall stranger carrying the elder's spear might somehow have been connected with his return.
Right. They thought he was back from the dead or reincarnated
yes.
or whatever they believed in kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. I shouldn't have gave you that other beer. Damn. Do you need it?
No.
Okay.
This is interesting, folks.
Hold please. Worst throw ever. On my carpet.
Oh, geez, Louise. Not your carpet, but that's your mess.
That's my pants. I just thought I'd make you laugh, and it did.
Okay.
Holy balls.
So,
pardon me, people.
Some scholars believe that he may have misunderstood the cultural significance of the encounter, while others think parts of the account were simplified or reshaped over time.
Sure. Oh, I bet.
Instead of killing the escaped convict standing in front of them, they took him in. For a man who had expected every stranger to become another's threat, it was the beginning of a life he never could have imagined.
Basically treat him like
one of their own.
Yeah, because they thought he was. So did he learn their language?
He did.
Nice. And did he tell them eventually, like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I just came across this.
I'm sure.
No one told me it was stolen.
So
anyway.
By every European expectation, William Buckley should have died somewhere in the Australian bush. Instead, he had just met the people who would teach him how to survive there for the next 32 years.
So he died in 1835?
I didn't say he died after 32 years.
He left?
He left.
Did he go back home?
Not really, no.
What is home?
Home was England, but no, he did not go back to England.
He lived there longer than he did in England.
Yes.
That was his home.
So Buckley's survival didn't suddenly become easy because he had found other people. It was just a different challenge.
Right.
So he was now living among people whose language he didn't understand, whose customs were entirely unfamiliar, and the knowledge Buckley was learning hadn't been invented in a single lifetime or even a handful of generations. They had been around for these people were around for thousands of years, and they had been living in this part of Australia long before the first pyramids were even built in Egypt.
Do you kind of think it was somewhere along the lines like Tatanka, like in Dances with Wolves?
I have no idea. I don't know.
That's right.
Never seen Dances with Wolves.
Didn't I make you watch that once or something?
We talked about
watching it, but you never watched it. That's right. I thought I made you watch it, but no. No, it was after I said, we got to watch that. It's really good. I watched it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's right. Forgot about that. Anyways.
So everything that these people did had a purpose, but Buckley had no way of knowing what that purpose was.
Sure.
So imagine trying to build an entirely new life without understanding a single word anyone was saying.
I'm sure. I mean, you're going to start to pick up on things, and they're also going to pick up on him as well.
Yeah. So at the start, it was all entirely observation.
Right.
Buckley watched where people walked, what foods they gathered, how they prepared them, and when they chose to move camp. Every day became a lesson in survival.
So they were a nomadic tribe then?
Yes.
Basically?
They went around Australia according to the season that they were in.
Oh, and are we still in summer there because it's
They're like
December?
winter birds, like we're going to go to Florida in the winter and then we're going to come back up here for the summer.
Oh, their Christmas is during summer though.
So
weird.
If someone pointed towards a plant, he learned that it was safe to eat. If they ignored another, he would leave it alone.
Oh, yeah.
When hunters disappeared into the bush carrying spears, he would follow quietly, watching techniques that had been refined over countless generations.
Sure.
The knowledge he absorbed over the following years would have been impossible for him to discover on his own.
Right. Oh, no, God, he would never have been able to do that.
Yeah. So the Wathaurong understood that survival wasn't about overpowering nature. It was about understanding it.
Being one with nature.
So they knew which roots could be dug at different times of the year.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Isn't it also sad that we know like nothing of this?
Yeah.
Not saying specifically Australian things or whatever, just in general. And it's just so many people just, I'll just go to the store and buy this other really highly processed shit. Don't get me wrong. There's a ton of it that I like too, but it's just, I don't know shit about. I can't even sew a button back on my pants. I got to bring it to my fucking mom.
I have to take mine to Tara. Tara, sew this.
Shout out to Tara. But it's like, we've lost so much. Every generation loses that because we live in a replaceable world, unfortunately. Yeah. Like, that broke, buy another one. It's like, nobody fixes shit anymore. It's just so dumb, and everything's so cheaply made so that you can spend more money.
I love how you keep looking around my room like, well, you're saying everything's so cheaply made.
Well, I mean, anyways.
So, they knew where fresh water could still be found when streams dried up.
Sure.
They recognized the call of birds that warned of predators or signaled changes in the weather. I have to cough again.
That's pretty wild. You could tell that bird just told me it's going to be a nice day. It's like, what the fuck? That's so wild.
So they knew when fish would gather along the coast and when certain plants would produce fruit. Even fire was used deliberately to manage the escape, encouraging new growth and making hunting more effective.
So it was a controlled burn?
Exactly. And to Buckley, this was magical.
Well, because he'd never seen any of this before.
So slowly, almost without realizing, Buckley stopped trying to survive despite the Australian bush and began surviving because he was understanding it.
Yeah, he's literally, he was picking up what they were throwing down.
Yeah. His appearance changed as well. His clothes had fallen apart long before.
So did he start wearing like a... whatever the tribes people were.
Yep. European clothing gave way to garments made from animal skins, practical for the climate and the life he now lived.
Sure.
He learned how to throw spears. He learned to track animals by signs so subtle he probably would have walked past them 100 times during his first weeks in Australia.
You did.
He learned how to travel long distances without exhausting himself. And how to recognize,
that,
I know,
Buckley?
right? And how to recognize seasonal patterns that determine where food could be found.
Sure. So
little by little, the skills that had kept him alive as a British soldier became less useful than the lessons he was learning now from his new community.
Well, it's a completely different world he's in, so.
When Buckley first arrived, he was almost certainly viewed as an outsider.
Yeah.
Trust isn't something that's handed out simply because someone is hungry. It had to be earned.
Sure.
And while we don't have a detailed day-to-day account of how Buckley gained that trust, the fact that he remained with the Wathaurong for more than 3 decades tells us that he became part of their community.
He clearly gained that trust because they would have cast him out, killed him, whatever, a long fucking time ago. Not 32 years later.
But that doesn't mean that every day was peaceful. Buckley describes disputes between neighboring groups, ceremonial gatherings, long journeys across the landscape, and life controlled by seasons rather than calendars.
Of course.
He witnessed births and deaths and celebrations and conflicts. Years passed not according to dates, but according to migrations, harvests, and the return of familiar weather. Eventually, the man who had once expected to spend the rest of his life in an English prison probably stopped counting how many years had passed. There wasn't much point to it.
Well, again, like, well, I've been here for 5 winters now, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not like he was
5 winters, not 5
years.
Years, yeah, or 5 years and 2 months. Yeah, he wouldn't.
Right. It's not a specific. You're not looking at a goddamn calendar, is what I'm saying. So it's just like, all right, well, we're preparing for this next season. They don't care. It's like, in 3 months.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So Buckley then started forgetting his English. After years of speaking the Wathaurong language every day, the words of his childhood was no longer becoming easy.
Sure.
The language he had grown up speaking slowly slipped into the background, replacing the one he needed to survive with.
Yep.
By now, everyone at the failed English settlement assumed he had died years earlier.
Of course.
As far as the colonial government was concerned, Bill Buck no longer existed.
Yep.
And ironically, for the first time since stepping aboard the Calcutta, he was finally free.
William Buckley didn't exist. Now it's Bill Buck.
Now it's Bill Buck.
I'm Bill Buck. Nice to meet you. That's funny.
He describes seasonal movement between camps rather than permanent villages. Families traveled.
Can you imagine?
No.
That would be fucking wild. It'd be like, all right, Nathan, time to burn the house down. Let's go move over there. It's like, what?
What? Families travel to take advantage of the changing food sources.
The cats.
And then they would return to places that they knew would provide what they needed in different seasons.
And it's not like they had permanent structures like a house. If anything, they would have huts and stuff that were probably pretty crude.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say movable because they wouldn't have taken it with them, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. They went where they needed to go to survive throughout the year.
Yeah.
So it totally makes sense.
Yeah. So he participated in hunting expeditions and learned how cooperation often meant the difference between success and failure.
Mm-hmm.
Kangaroos, emus, fish, shellfish too, possums, roots, bulbs, and native plants all became a part of his diet.
Did you say selfish?
I did, which is why I said shellfish too.
I got that. I just wanted to confirm.
Like every human society, though, disagreements existed.
Do you think he ever got to see a dingo eat the baby?
He recounted disputes between different groups that occasionally erupted into violent confrontations.
Did he have to partake in these?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I'm not certain.
You go back. We got this.
Spears were thrown, people were injured, and lives were lost. Buckley himself sometimes found his enormous size making him impossible to ignore. Standing well over 6 feet tall, he remained an extraordinary figure. After years among the Wathaurong, strangers who encountered him reportedly reacted with surprise. They simply weren't. There were no men that looked like Buckley looked.
Well, he's such an anomaly.
Yeah.
For the group that he's with. Like, one of these things is not like the other. He's like, you don't belong here.
Yeah.
And then whatever their dialect would be.
So, as the years stretched into decades, memories of England became increasingly difficult to hold on to. There were no books, no newspapers, no letters, no clocks. And when he escaped from the settlement in 1803, King George III was on the British throne. Thomas Jefferson had just completed the Louisiana Purchase in the United States.
Fucking A right he did.
And Napoleon hadn't yet crowned himself Emperor of France. By the time Europeans entered Buckley's life again, more than 3 decades later, this time had all passed. Children who had been born the year he escaped were now adults with children of their own.
Isn't that wild to think about?
Mm-hmm. Many of the people who had known him in England were likely dead.
Yeah. As
far as history was concerned, William Buckley was also dead.
Yeah, but Bill Buck emerges.
Then in 1835... he saw something that he hadn't seen in over 30 years.
Another European
ships.
Yeah.
At first, Buckley reportedly watched from a distance. He had spent decades avoiding European settlements, and therefore there was no reason to assume that these newcomers would welcome him.
Right.
For all he knew, he was still an escaped convict. Perhaps they would arrest him the moment they saw him. We don't know.
Which you would think at this point, being gone for 32 fucking years, it's like, nah, dude, you're good.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you even be like, no, you got to go back to prison? It's like, fuck off. Yeah. No, I don't. I'm going to go be with my group here.
Yeah. So the newcomers, meanwhile, had no idea that a European man had been living among the Wathaurong all this time. The settlement established by David Collins had failed only months after Buckley's escape.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It had been abandoned, and its residents moved to Van Diemen's Land.
Van Diemen's?
Mm-hmm. Which is modern-day Tasmania.
Oh, that's where the devils are.
The colonial government had written off Port Phillip as a failure. Yeah. Now another group of settlers had arrived, led by men eager to establish a new community around the shores of Port Phillip Bay. Okay. One of those was John Batman. No joke.
Batman?
Batman had been negotiating with local Aboriginal leaders for land on behalf of an association of settlers.
Do you think...
I knew I wasn't going to be able to let that one go. I was still trying to keep talking, just in case.
Do you think someone ever went up to him and went, who are you? Batman.
I'm Batman.
I mean, really? That was his name?
Yes.
That's fucking wild.
I'm Batman.
Who are you? I'm Batman.
Do you think he had the voice too?
What was his first name?
John.
So lame. Probably with an H too.
With an H, yes.
I don't know what I mean by that. I'm just being silly.
Probably with a fucking age.
Oh, Batman.
Okay, so during these early meetings, stories began circulating about an unusually tall Aboriginal man who looked different. Before long, Buckley decided to approach them. The settlers seen a towering figure walking towards them wearing animal skins with long hair and a long beard with weathered skin. And then he starts speaking English. Not well.
Well, again, he hasn't really spoken English in 30 years. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's going to come back a little bit, like riding a bike. But not well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be broken, probably mixed up a little bit with his new language and such, whatever. But
it was enough to explain that he wasn't an Aboriginal hunter.
No.
He was a British convict who escaped 32 years earlier, and for a moment, nobody quite knew what to believe. If someone walked into your backyard today claiming they escaped prison during George Washington's presidency, you'd probably have a few questions. So the settlers
I'd be like, how are you still alive?
So settlers were stunned. There was every reason to be skeptical. The man standing before them certainly looked like someone who had spent years living in the Australian bush, but 32 years of it?
That's wild.
It sounded impossible. Sounded like a Buckley's chance.
Sounded like a made-up fucking story.
Most escaped convicts died within days or weeks. Even experienced explorers struggled to survive in unfamiliar country.
But he got lucky and he found a tribe that brought him in. I mean, how often does that happen? Not
Never.
Often.
Buckley Buckley began naming people. He described the expedition led by David Collins. He remembered the Calcutta. He recalled details about the abandoned settlement at Sullivan Bay that few people outside the original expedition could have known.
Right.
And piece by piece, the story all
they believed him.
Checked out, yeah.
Yeah, they understood this guy's legit.
Legit, yeah. So William Buckley had somehow survived longer outside European society than anyone had imagined. And for Buckley, however, the reunion was a little less triumphant than it might sound. The English language returned slowly but awkwardly. After speaking the Wathaurong language almost exclusively for more than 3 decades, many English words had become difficult to remember.
Sure.
He could still communicate, but conversations required effort.
Do you think... I guess we don't even know if he could do this originally because... it was sparse back then. Could he write?
I never saw anything about writing.
I wonder.
Yeah.
Because, and again, there's a good chance because of his upbringing that he might not even been able to.
Yeah.
Anyways,
right, yeah.
It was just a common thing back then.
Yeah.
So
I didn't read anything about writing.
I wonder if I always remember cartoons like sign your name on the line. It's just an X. That was like a real thing too, which is weird.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah. So his habits had changed as well. European customs that most settlers considered ordinary were now unfamiliar.
Yeah.
The routines of colonial life, the schedules, the expectations, the buildings, the fences, even the clothing was strange for him.
Even the what?
The clothes.
Oh, it's not the word I heard in my brain. I apologize. Clothing, you said.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in many ways, Buckley probably experienced culture shock twice in one lifetime. Yeah.
It's kind of weird because the culture shock of joining this tribe or Aborigines, whatever it was. And then coming back to his original is like, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah.
What do I do with my hands?
So the settlers quickly realized that Buckley possessed something valuable.
His height?
He could communicate with the Wathaurong.
Sure.
At a time when there were many misunderstandings between Europeans and Aboriginal peoples, that could have been deadly consequences. Buckley suddenly became one of the very few people of translating not only words, but also customs and expectations.
Right.
So he understood how each side viewed the other because he had lived in both worlds.
Sure.
For a time, Buckley worked as an interpreter and guide, helping the newcomers establish relationships with the local Aboriginal communities.
Okay.
And if both sides understood one another, perhaps they could avoid unnecessary violence, right?
Okay.
So, unfortunately, it rested on an assumption that wouldn't hold true for very long. The number of European settlers continued to grow.
Well, and that's the thing. They're continuously coming.
Yeah.
And they're like, opportunity. And the Aboriginals are like, fuck.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't know where it is.
What had begun as a small settlement soon became a rapidly expanding colony.
Right.
More ships arrived, more buildings appeared, more land was claimed for farms and livestock. Fences spread across counties, countries. The Aboriginal communities had managed for thousands of years without them. Buckley watched these changes unfold with a perspective almost no one else possessed.
Sure.
He understood why settlers wanted land. He also understood exactly what that land meant to the people who were already living there.
Yep.
As tensions increased, Buckley found himself caught in an impossible situation.
Sure.
Some settlers questioned his loyalties, where his loyalties truly lay after spending 32 years with the Wathaurong.
I mean, I feel like it lays with the Wathaurong because, again, he spent more time with them than he did with Europeans.
And the Europeans jailed him.
Yeah, because
And the Wathaurong were like, come with us.
Because he was holding a stolen cloth that he was like, I don't know this is fucking stolen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At the same time, many Aboriginal people understandably became suspicious of the man who now spent so much time with the newcomers.
See, that sucks.
Buckley hadn't changed sides. He was just in the middle.
Right.
The community that had saved his life now faced pressures unlike anything they had experienced before.
Sure.
The society he had been born into had finally found him again, but it wasn't the England that he remembered, and he wasn't the man who had left it.
No, of course not.
There was no path back to the life he'd once known, and there was no way to restore the world the Wathaurong had known before the settlers arrived.
Right.
So the two worlds that had defined Buckley's life were beginning to collide, and there was very little one man could do to stop it.
Yeah.
So recognizing that his usefulness as an interpreter was fading and perhaps exhausted by living between two identities, Buckley eventually chose to leave Port Phillip.
To do what?
He accepted a position with the colonial government and later moved to Van Diemen's Land, Tasmania.
Yeah.
He worked as a storekeeper and later held other government positions, living a life far quieter than the one that made him famous.
That's wild.
He married Julia Eggers in 1840. The couple never had any children.
Well, he would have been, fucking 1840, he would have been 60.
Yeah, he was born. Yes, he was born in 1780. For some reason, I was like, no, he was born in 1800, but that's where the story starts. Yeah, 1780. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shut up. I know my story.
No, I know my math.
So Buckley remained curious wherever he went. People wanted to hear the story of the convict who had vanished into the Australian wilderness and returned 3 decades later speaking an Aboriginal language.
So wild.
Eventually, his recollections were dictated and published, giving historians an invaluable window into both his life and the Wathaurong community that had taken him in.
Yep.
Like many memoir written decades after the events that it describes, historian approached parts of Buckley's account carefully.
Yeah.
Yep. Details have become blurred. Some stories grew in the retelling.
I always do.
Yeah. Even so, many of the broad events he described have been supported by colonial records and the testimony of people who met him after his return.
Sure.
William Buckley lived another 21 years after returning to European society.
Okay.
Compared to everything that had come before him, those years were quite quiet.
Sure. I would imagine so.
Yeah, he spent much of his later life in Tasmania, working ordinary jobs, occasionally sharing his remarkable story with curious listeners who could hardly believe it.
Yeah.
In 1852, his recollections were published with the help of newspaper editor John Morgan, preserving one of the earliest first-hand European accounts of the life among the Wathaurong people.
Awesome.
On January 30th, 1856, William Buckley died in Hobart at the age of 75.
Yeah.
His obituary mentioned the escape that had made him famous, but obviously couldn't capture what really happened.
Sure.
He survived because the Wathaurong people chose compassion over fear.
Yep.
They took in a starving stranger who couldn't speak their language, taught him how to live in a country he never could have understood on his own, and and accepted him into their community for more than 3 decades.
Yeah, I mean, the Wathaurong are really the heroes of the story because he would be fucking dead and he would have had a Buckley's chance of living.
And let's get back to that.
Yeah,
a Buckley's chance. Yeah. An Australian phrase that people still use today. Most people believe it does refer to William Buckley and the impossibility of his survival.
Okay.
We'll probably never know for sure.
Right.
But if the saying really does trace back to him, he was the man who supposedly had no chance at all and ended up surviving for 32 years in one of the most unfamiliar environments on Earth.
Yeah.
And that is the story of William Buckley.
You had no chance in hell.
Mm-hmm.
You literally had a Buckley's chance to survive. And, well, Buckley did.
Yeah.
All because some nice indigenous people took him in.
Absolutely.
I mean, yay, Wathaurong.
I'm Batman.
John Batman with an H. Well,
I suppose.
all right, buffoons. That's it for today's episode.
Buckle up because we've got another historical adventure waiting for you next time. Feeling hungry for more buffoonery? Or maybe you have a burning question or a wild historical theory for us to explore?
Hit us up on social media. We're History Buffoons Podcast on YouTube, X, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also email us at historybuffoonspodcast@gmail.com. We are Bradley and Kate. Music by Corey Akers.
Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and turn those notifications on to stay in the loop.
Until next time, stay curious and don't forget to rate and review us.
Remember, the buffoonery never stops.